How can you see into my eyes like open doors?
There's something wrong with your soul, spirit, and body if you never liked that song. Bring Me to Life is one of the greatest songs of our generation. Don't at me. Gorillaz has a new album. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I do like Gorillaz. I like some of their music. I'm not entirely like that knowledgeable about all of their discography. I've heard a couple of projects, and in my opinion, I think their best albums were between Plastic Beach and Demon Days. Those are the albums that I like the most. I liked where they were going. I love their sound. It's very alternative. There's a couple features on here, one from Vince Staples that I'm excited about. Oh, holy shit. They've got 26 tracks on this album. What could you have on this thing that could justify 26 tracks? I'll tell you what, nothing. Nothing justifies 26 tracks. There's something wrong with you. But we're gonna listen to it anyway because I'm a good sport. I've contained my excitement for this project. I didn't listen to the 4 tracks that came out a month and a half ago. I wanted to, but I didn't. And I'm containing my excitement like a G. My leg won't stop twitching. What was that called? Hey, Humanz. Damn, I'm a human. That's crazy. I love how it just says alternative. It doesn't say alternative what. It just says alternative. Track number 1. I switched my robot off.
I switched my robot off.
Duh.
And less.
I can't hold my excitement. Next track, Ascension, that features Vince Staples. I'm excited to hear Vince Staples on anything, but I really want to know how he's gonna mesh with them.
Check the room, what's that hold up? Heard the world is in it soon. I assume that they told you.
Oh, that's Siren right there. That's getting me right now.
The sky's falling, baby, drop that ass for it crash.
I'm dropping it. Pause. Vince Staples is somebody I didn't even picture him on this beat, man. His voice is just like, I'm in love. Pause.
Police everywhere, it's like a nigga killed a white man. I just wanna find a baby mama for tonight.
Vince, you can't have a baby mama just for the night, man. That shit's until you die. Like, what do you mean?
Don't stop, bitch. They folks, they hate it.
Oh, I love this.
The sky's falling, baby.
Drop that ass for it crack. Oh my God.
Baby, this the land of free, where you can live your dreams long as you don't look like me. Be a puppet on a string hanging from a fucking tree. The sky's falling.
Why did he go so dark with it for the end of the track? It has such a, but it was mixed in a way that was like really beautifully produced. The siren that leads into this kind of calmer feeling before the bass drops. Then once the bass does finally drop, we get Vince Staples going off, switching up his flow, switching up his delivery. Then at the end of the track, he's like, you know, America, living in a place, it's the land of the free. You can live your dreams as long as you don't look like me. I'm not expecting bars from an alternative album. Track number 3, Strobelite, Peven Everett. Peven. You know what? Forget it. P.E. Oh. Oh, yeah. It's how it is for me. Alright, now that, I got a problem with that. Now I definitely I love his vocals, and I definitely love the background vocals near the end of the track. The only problem I have with the track is that big piece in the middle where they tried to switch up the actual sound of the song, and I don't know why they did that and didn't have him singing over it in some way. I thought that was a perfect opportunity for him to come in with really strong vocals. Honestly, I think with that track, what they could have done is stripped away the second verse and put that part right after it, had him give some really strong vocals for the majority of that part where they're switching up the sound of the song, and then he come in with the final, that last chorus with the background vocals. That would have tied the song together perfectly for me. And since it doesn't, like I said, describe it more so, it sounds more like electronic music, more like, you know, kind of rock influence, but more on the electronic side. And the more I'm listening to this, the more it actually sounds like a DJ Khaled kind of record, where they're going to end up having a bunch of different features smeared together in one big project. Track number 4, Saturnz Barz, featuring Popcaan, I think it is. Damn. Oh.
Know a few Popcaan songs, so I feel them know me. Boy, man, me used to walk to school. Them know man stays, me call it now, my bun sad story.
Okay. Sounds like the fucking Shoe 5 gum voice commercial. I definitely like that track as well. Popcaan actually gave me a lot. I wouldn't really call this American style production, but for him to be an artist from another country, I think him, you know, working well on a beat like this shows a little bit more versatility for him as an artist. The track was formed pretty well. I think in the very beginning it almost sounds like a West Coast kind of wannabe vibe, but there's so much added production that makes it more electronic. The vocals that come in creepily kind of give you an influence that they don't want you to have that mentality at the beginning of the track, so I'm guessing they're trying to change the pace of the song as it's coming to a close. I wouldn't necessarily say I love that, but it does offer something more to get from the song. But again, I think it kind of strips away from the artist when you add so much more production. Track number 5, Momentz, featuring De La Soul. I love the way, like, the creativity with how they start the songs are just great.
The moment we relive, it's the moments like this when it's time to get ill.
I'm hooked. I'm hooked. This is bad.
Got a girl who's up for the May 10.
I sense the need.
Bill her squirt game is so like Tupac out of court, run towards camera. Made her long range. She straight. And now we done. We passed the test, so now lay down. Moments like this.
Oh my god, this bass is so heavy. My heart can't handle it. Feels like De La Soul actually was getting beat by the production. It sounds like, you know, Gorillaz said, oh, let's get him in, let's bring him in the studio, everybody jumping when he gets in here. That's what that track sounded like to me. It sounds like he gave his vocals and he was like, yo, what's going on, you guys? What's up? You know, all right, I'm glad you guys allowed me to record with you. I'm gonna be on my way. They're like, no, you're not going anywhere. We got something for you. We saw that you were talking on the gram. What you mean? Yeah, I mean, I just heard you, you know, just talking, you know, talking tough, like you was gonna do something to me when you showed up. Like, what's good, fam? What's good? And then they just dropped the bass and just started beating him down. Let's say a nerd goes to a party and he's got one friend, and suddenly his friend runs away from him, or he walks away, starts talking to other people, and the friend's just in there by himself. Everybody's so loud, it's like mosh pit status. That's what that track was for me. It was so good, though. Track number 6, Interlude, the Non-Conformist. I'm trying to read the rest of it before it starts. The Non-Conformist shit! Oh.
Promise to be different.
And it's telling people to be yourself, be authentic. Don't be the same, just be authentic, and I like that. The Non-Conformist Oath, I like that. Track number 7, Submission, featuring Danny Brown. This track is probably going to be crazy. This is going to make my brain explode. I'm going to spontaneously combust. I guess it won't be that spontaneous if I'm predicting it, though, so let's just see if I blow up. Yep, it's coming. I like these vocals. Oh, she sounds lovely. Oh, Danny's gonna ruin this track. No, she sounds amazing. Do you hear her voice? Caress my body. Oh God, please no. Don't do it.
Wish I could think a better way. So I lost my patience yesterday. If you can see inside of me, be no hurt on my X-ray. I promise trying to trick me, but I don't see no S.
If you can see inside of me, I'm hard on my X-ray.
The faith in this world I see. Suddenly it's me while we don't sleep.
Okay. This track sounds amazing. Okay, that track was unexpectedly great for me. I think for her vocals and for what she was talking about, it also makes sense for what Danny Brown was talking about as well. Like I said, he had a good line in there. And also, the production meshed so well for those two to be on a track together. I really did enjoy that track. I think Danny Brown was on the track for just the amount of time that he needed to be. If I had him on there for any longer, I don't know if I would have liked the track as much. Track number 8, Charger, featuring Grace Jones. I know I'm supposed to let a track finish before I make an idiotic comment, but here it comes. Grace Jones shouldn't be on this track. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like no. I don't think it's working. I'm not getting a boner. I'm not feeling it, Grace. Grace, I said I'm not feeling it. Yeah, that track didn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. That was out of everything, that's the weakest for me. Yep, gotta say it. Grace Jones, I wanted you to be amazing, but no, some things are just damned. Some things are just damned. Next track is an interlude, Elevator Going Up.
Elevator going up.
4 seconds in my life I can never get back. Thanks. I'm gonna be on the deathbed at like 112 years old trying to say one more thing to my son, and he's gonna be like, Dad, what is it? I'm gonna be like, take out. He's gonna be crying the rest of his life in regret when really I was just trying to tell him to take out the trash. But because I wasted my last 4 seconds with you, I'll never be able to tell my unborn child to take out the garbage. Selfish mother. I mean, I'm assuming that was just a transition into the next track. So track number 10, Andro. You know what? No, we're not gonna pronounce that. Andromeda. Nah, it doesn't sound right. So I'm just gonna say featuring D.R.A.M. track number 10. That way I still kind of seem smart. This is some smooth dance music. What? What did I just say? I like this bass in the background. My heart is getting touched. Auburn had like some really good vocals on that track for me. The production is what really got me to that song because it seemed like it was set up to perfectly complement his vocals. Especially that ending part where it's like I don't know how to describe that sound, but it's more of a twinkle feeling, I guess you could say. Track number 11, Busted in Blue. Oh, please let me love this. Let me love you.
Where does it come from? Busted and blue.
This is gonna sound great with headphones on. Oh, this is gonna sound amazing with headphones on. Oh man, the tears are coming. Take me now.
An image made by virtue.
Pause.
To fiery lament. All my love.
I had to fight. Vocals! Yo, I forgot to breathe. Oh my God. I'm weak in the knees. That track was lovely. Like Emma Watson lovely. Is it even fair to have a track like that? Like that's the biggest... What? Who's texting me? What is it? I don't care. So we're gonna mark that one down for being busted in blue. We're gonna give you a beautiful. Hashtag beautiful. Hashtag dead. Hashtag send ambulance. Hashtag sexy. I really love the vocals. Female's vocalist name loses me, but the assistance of her voice tied in with his voice, there's this beautiful production that it gives you a space kind of vibe to it. He actually says, he mentions a satellite at one point in there, and it instantly makes you think you're in space, just floating and drifting off. And if I could hear this playing in space while I'm in there, obviously I'd be dying, but you know, while I'm in space, if this is gonna be the last thing I hear, I wouldn't mind. Next track, Interlude, Talk Radio.
I have to take this in.
Track number 13, Carnival featuring Anthony Hamilton. Woo! You hear that shit? Oh, I'ma love this. I know it. I'm writing it down right now. I'm writing it down. I don't need to hear it anymore. I'm writing it down. I can't even finish writing. What was the name of the song? I forgot. Where'd my pen go? That sounds just like my heart. Another favorite track for me. Everything comes to an abrupt end right before the track is about to end. I love that. Anthony Hamilton's vocals on there, I'm not saying they impressed me because I expected him to do what he did, but at the same time, what he brought to the track along with that beautiful production and along with that that's favorite number 3. Track number 14, Let Me Out, featuring Mavis Staples and Pusha T.
Praying for my neighbors, they say the devil's at work and is calling favors. I fly with the vultures, I be with them bangers. All the world is out of your hand. Promise me my pastor isn't lying as he preach.
Oh, I love this.
And if it's lessons that I teach, but until then I keep my peace in arms.
It's almost as if Mavis and Pusha T are having an argument and he's trying to say, give me reasons why I shouldn't be the way I am. Give me a reason why I shouldn't reach for my peace. Until you can confirm all the things I've been told, until you can guarantee me anything, don't tell me not to be the way I am. And I love the concept behind that track. Next track, Interlude, Penthouse.
Something was gonna happen tonight.
Oh, I like that. I like that. And I can picture that. All right, track number 16, Sex Murder Party, and that comes after you enter the penthouse, so that's gonna be what you come into after he just said something's about to happen tonight, so let's see what's about to happen. And it features Jamie something. I can't read it because Apple Music doesn't let... I'm gonna stay right here and express calmly my frustrations with Apple Music. If you're gonna say this, at least let me click on it early. Oh. Jamie Principle.
Yeah, see, we going.
Now I feel like I get it even more. It's a masquerade, he just said, and for me, when I listen to this track, what I'm getting is a party, but I feel like I'm so lonely while I'm at this party and I'm with everyone else. They're all having a good time, they're dancing, but for some reason I feel like their souls are gone from their bodies. Like everybody's in this room and I feel it just feels like a room of sin. It feels like that's the image that I picture, is like everybody in this room is possessed by something.
In the bathroom, blow everywhere.
Oh.
Now you're so high, kiss on the guy.
Yeah, so I was correct to an extent. I think he references someone going into a bathroom, doing coke, kissing every guy in the whole party, and wondering why he's jealous at the end of the day. And the intro track is I Switched My Robot Off. I didn't notice how they started with that voice, and in this track it makes a reappearance. I don't know if that's a theme within the album or if he's like teaching himself something. Track number 17, She's My Collar, featuring Kelly. We're not doing it, okay? We're not doing it. I'm not about to have a stroke trying to pronounce somebody's name. KU, that's what I'm calling you. That's actually nice. I like this. My collar, she's the one I'm running with. Like, she's got him on a leash. Is that the point of the song? Although I did enjoy the track at first for that nice production and again the heavy bass, another thing that I like about the track is how subtle his vocals are while the track kind of overtakes him. I think a lot of people may not like that because that's been a theme throughout this album, is the production kind of overshadowing some of the features and some of the vocals. But on this track, I think it works. I don't know, it's like a world that's gone bad that they're trying to describe. With this person in particular, he's, you know, saying, she's my collar, and I keep chasing her, basically, so she's got him on the leash. Even if it's not real, it's still, you know, figuratively. Track number 18, Interlude, The Elephant.
Confetti out of the elephant's trunk.
What does an elephant's trunk have to do with this? Isn't like an elephant a representation of something though? Next track, Hallelujah Money, featuring Benjamin Clementine. I think that's gonna say. Oh.
Here our tree, and when we go to bed, scarecrows from the fires in full glory.
Now it sounds like a lullaby. This is nice.
Hallelujah, money.
Oh, this is nice.
It's not against our morals, what the whole world and whole beasts of nations desire.
This is really interesting to me. I really want to revisit that track a lot, so I'm putting that on the list as one of the favorites because it's so intriguing. I love the added vocals near the end or near the middle part of the track. After Benjamin Clementine gives his feature, it's more or less like he's asking, I mean, at least he's asking Benjamin how, you know, how he's supposed to go against his nature. And I like how it goes into this production style that's very modernized when he's talking about, when he talks about money. Like, as soon as he talks about, or as soon as he brings up money and power, that's when the production goes down. It goes darker, it gets more bass, it gets a little bit more heavy, a little bit more hard-hitting to kind of give you or convey the message that the world has good and bad. Like, it looks so shitty at times, but there's so much good in it as well. And I think it almost acts as a yin and a yang. I think you know, Clementine is giving his perspective and also offering different parts and different views of the world, while Arbin is kind of answering or speaking for humans and speaking for them, like, you know, what are we supposed to do? I mean, want to make this world great, or let's make America great again. All these other things that make the world bad, but it's not necessarily a natural cause. I mean, a lot of the stuff we cause are from ourselves, from our own desires, from our own actions. I guess not so much how they need to coexist, but more or less like, this is the way it is, and without trying to, I guess, chastise people for having these thoughts and these desires, just to kind of observe them from, you know, a bird's eye point of view. Not to say there's nothing wrong with it, but just not to look down on it and understand that, you know, this is still human action as well. I don't know, it's nice. I like the way it's portrayed in the song, the ideas of both. Like the choir vocals to give the, I guess, add the authenticity to this being a prayerful kind of holy moment. He's basically implying that humans are only pure when they're dreaming. Like, it's a lot to think about, so I think I'll revisit that track a lot just to see what I can get from it. Track number 20, We Got the Power, featuring Jenny Beth. Alright, that track, I think it probably will be appealing to a certain audience. Me, I know for a fact it's not my cup of tea. The vocals from Jenny weren't that great for me. I definitely think she was really authentic, and for there to be no addition to her voice, I think she did perform well. I just didn't think the track along with her voice really meshed well together. For me, I like the motivational, inspirational type of mood they were going for with that track, saying you have the power to do this, you have the power to inspire and motivate and do all these things. I love that message within the track. I just think it could have been conveyed better, maybe from a different feature or maybe from better production. Next track, Interlude, New World.
Moving back, the elevator. I just wanted to be close to the new world.
What the fuck happened while you were in that party? Track number 22, The Apprentice, featuring Rag and Bone Man and Apple Music. Can you just show me the whole list of features? Why do you gotta be such a...
You can be mad at me, tell me I was born to quit. I hear that about you, baby. Something's on your head and you don't know me.
I like his voice. He's really flowing well on this.
Wanna play, have it my way. Make a bunch of named government, know him, I slay, lay, new black.
Another enjoyable track, production-wise. For as much as I've chastised him about changing the beat and adding so much production, I'm surprised on that track they didn't just throw a little bit on there. Just be like Salt Bae and put a little bit of English on that. Track number 23, Halfway to the Halfway House. Is that P.E. again? The guy from earlier? Sounds like a train is in the background. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Switch up the beat then. Oh my god, this is nice. His vocals are so good. I think they're saying I Found Mercy. That was a great track. Also, the heavy production goes perfectly with their voice. Their vocals are amazing. Along with the, again, the addition or the compliments from the background vocals or the choir vocals. They made the track so much more enjoyable. So that's gonna be number 5 on, you know, the best tracks on this album. Track number 24, Out of Body, featuring Kilo Kish. Last time I heard Kilo Kish was on Vince Staples' Project Prima Donna.
Special offering.
That's
An
dope.
offer this evening.
Are they really using the dial tones from a phone as an instrumental right now? Hold up.
Hello, hello. Please leave all your belongings at the door. You can sit or stand, we can take a photo and
I can't stand.
To the ropes.
Oh, hell.
Some of us are like hands with yours. We dive into the floor and diagonal past and you.
What does this song remind me of?
Out of body from morning till night. Dance slow, and I'm feeling alright.
This is cool, but we've heard it kind of within this album already. Yeah, it gets to the point where you hear an album and it's so long or so many tracks, it's like you're bound to, you know, kind of repeat yourself at one point with a sound. And I feel like we've heard a sound like that within the theme of this album already. So it's not really surprising when I hear something like this. It's not bad, but it's something that's kind of repetitive. Track number 25, Ticker Tape, featuring Carly Simone. Or maybe that's Simon.
Separation. You put into your coats and say,
Oh, that sounds nice. I like this. This sounds nice. This is a nice switch. And the final track we have on here is Circle of Friends, featuring Brandon Markel Holmes. That's cool. Stop it. Another track to put a baby to sleep to. I don't know if that track is symbolism for, you know, this is what you have left after all the partying, after all the adventure, after all the fun, after all the anguish, after all the pain. This is what you're left with. I don't know if that's what they're trying to say or if this is what it represents. But yeah, it was definitely a beautiful last track. Really great vocals. Even though it was pretty repetitive, I think it's something good to listen to, and it's very tranquil. A lot of it gives me like a party gone wrong kind of vibe. A very distorted world, like something bad has happened either to, you know, a country or the world in general. Something really bad or terrible or catastrophic has happened. And, you know, these are the events, I guess, leading up into it and then the after effect. And for me, a lot of it is kind of discombobulated. I love the point of the album and I love what they're going for. And I love how easy it is for them to translate the sound into an image in your brain. But a lot of it for me works more so against it than for it. This album works less as a cohesive project and more of a compilation of songs that I feel a DJ would throw into an album. I don't think that it really was, not to say that it was bad or that, you know, subject matter wise I couldn't see the narrative, but it was so many different features, so many different people with so many different sounds. It's hard to stay on track or on pace with an album like this. Out of 26 tracks, there are 5 major starlights in my opinion on this album, and for me that's not that great. Not to say that the album is bad, because it definitely isn't. I love the beautiful production and the amount of effort this thing probably took, I probably couldn't even comprehend. But when you have such an interesting concept, to not explore it consistently kind of works against you when you mention it so frequently. And I know that kind of contradicts what I said, but hear me out. When they mention, you know, some of these things about the tracks, a lot of it isn't word from mouth. A lot of it is literally you interpreting what they're trying to say via the beat selection, via the production selection. They end up doing more of the work, trying to understand the message than they do actually trying to give it to you. And for me, I think that, you know, it doesn't help because you have so many tracks on here that in my opinion are forgettable. I mean, there's a lot to be desired with this thing, a lot. And I wouldn't even call it negative, but the good doesn't outweigh the confusion. While this is a great, I guess, compilation of work, it's a great body of work, it doesn't stand true to its concept. There are many references and there are many points at this album's core where you're thinking, yo, this is really kind of apocalyptic, but it's also really party infested as well. I mean, there's a track on here, an interlude that leads into you going to a penthouse, and you get to the top of the penthouse and you're partying in the next track. And to me, I thought, you know, okay, we're gonna keep the theme rolling. You know, if this is one of those post-apocalyptic kind of party things, like if you've ever seen the movie This Is the End, they're all at a party, they're all having a good time, and the world starts crumbling around them as they're having this social event. And although the movie is satire and it's comedy, for me, I get a lot of that within this album. You know, so much shit going on in the world, so much shit going on at this party specifically, and I'm thinking they're gonna carry this theme throughout the album, but they have so many different artists on this thing, and I think that works against them a lot of the time. And even more so than that, they kind of strip away from the feature when they add so much of their own production as well. It's like every other artist is going there to adapt to the Gorillaz sound, as opposed to Gorillaz kind of incorporating their sound around the artist to complement them. While I love the track that features Vince Staples, I think it was Anthony Hamilton, I know these are artists that, you know, have their own kind of way of doing things, so I know they had to come into this project kind of wrapping their head around Gorillaz' idea as opposed to the other way around. It's okay, you know, who wouldn't want, you know, the opportunity to work with Gorillaz. Busted in Blue is probably the only track on here that is complete perfection. On the track Let Me Out, I really think that's a great track. I love the concept behind it. I love that Pusha T and Mavis are kind of having a, I wouldn't say argument, but they're more or less having a words with one another. But again, that's another concept that's within the album that doesn't fit the overall sound of it. I don't feel like I'm at a party at a world where it's been damn near destroyed when I'm listening to Let Me Out. When you compare it to some of the earlier projects, when you compare it to what I'm used to, what, you know, I heard from something like Plastic Beach, I think this album just has so many features that take it in so many other directions, but I don't think it holds that weight, and I definitely don't think it justifies 26 tracks, because there are just points at this album where it's just like the YouTube ad boycott. You're going this way, then bam, then this way, then bam, this way, then bam. But there are 5 tracks that are going to be my anthems walking away from this album. Definitely enjoyed it. If you want to listen to the entire thing, I know no matter how die-hard of a Gorillaz fan you are, you will not be able to do so with this project. I'm just guaranteeing. I'm going to go ahead and throw a 6 on this, throw a 6 out of 10 on it. It was a good project, decent, but there's just, it's way too long for me to only have about 5 or 6 really enjoyable tracks. That's just my opinion. Not to say the tracks that aren't going to be in my rotation are bad, it's just these are tracks that I'm going to be visiting the most. Let me know how you felt about all these tracks. What vibe did this album give you? How do you feel about the previous Gorillaz projects? And let me know if you're looking forward to their next project. If you walked away with this project with a heap of songs that you love, just let me know. This is just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a like rating down below. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I think I already said that. And let me know how you felt about the project. Did you listen to the whole thing in one sitting? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.